Hello, welcome back, Nick Lenz's Movie Reviews. This is episode 40. Yes, the 40th episode. 10 episodes away from episode 50. And this is double feature number 11. And I'm doing something basically because it's counting on Halloween. Why not talk about these films? And they're horror films. First up, Godzilla, 1954 version. Yep, released 1954, despite the fact it says included the original 1964. Here's the thing. The film was released in 1964, was 54. They got that wrong. And the American cut was released in 1956, not 1954. Now, originally when it came to this film, they originally were going to use stop motion. But the thing is, it would take 6 weeks to create the stop motion. So they decided to go with suit actors, more cheaper. Because stop motion was expensive back then, even kind of is today. But now the American cut, which features Rand Burr as a character named Steve Martin, not related to the actor Steve Martin, but this is before he became big. American cut is actually pretty good. I actually kind of like the American cut, but there's not much difference between the two films. It essentially is the same film, just Rand Burr just witnessing the events of the actual regular Godzilla film. Now, the suit actor who plays Godzilla, the original suit actor, his name is, for this film, because I think they keep changing it, he only played Godzilla a few times. The guy who played it in the original film, his name is, if I can get there, his name is, in this film, it is Katsumi Zadzuka. Yep, that's who plays in this film. And there's a one-eyed scientist named Shirazama. And I mentioned this in the unsaved version. There's a guy on YouTube who I'm subscribed to. His name is Zazubar. And he has a podcast known as Sons of Zarazota. And I have listened to it a couple times. It's a really good podcast. And he's a big Godzilla fan. I subscribe to him because I'm a Godzilla fan too. And why not? And I figured why not review a Godzilla film for my movie reviews. Now, this film is only just 98 minutes, which is a pretty decent length for a film. It's kind of slow in places and a bit depressing. Now, this was made an allegory to the atomic bomb. Now, it had been 9 years since the atomic bomb was dropped on Japan, and this is the first movie to portray the Japanese citizens as sympathetic victims. First film to do that. And from what I've heard, the suit actor didn't like doing this that much. He couldn't see why he was wearing this suit, and he would actually pass out. So he's actually in the movie for a good period of time, and this is still a classic film. And despite the fact Toho's rebooted this series 3 times, they always kept this very film canon. They never ever ignored this very film. Millennium kept doing reboots of every film following. The first one, which is Godzilla 2000, were reboots. But despite that, they always kept this film canon. Now, I recommend if you want to watch Godzilla, watch this film first because this film is referenced frequently throughout the sequels. And Godzilla himself is destroyed in this film. I know it's a spoiler, and the film is 2 years old. I can spoil this. He's killed by a device known as the Oxygen Destroyer, which does come to play in Godzilla vs. Destroyer. Yep. And it's classic. 10 out of 10. Even though it's black and white, I do recommend watching it. Alright. Next up is King Kong vs. Godzilla. And how this film came out is a bit, was a bit bizarre. Now, the film was released in 1962, 7 years after Godzilla Raids Again, which was released in the US as Gigantus the Fire Monster. I don't know why they did that, but they did. But, it's Godzilla. And I've seen the Godzilla Raids Again cut. It's actually it's a pretty decent film. But I don't have the film, so that's why I'm not reviewing it. This film, they changed the suit actor. In this film, his name is, Haro Nakajima. I think that's how you pronounce the guy's name. The suit actor who plays King Kong is Sochi Hirose. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'm sorry if I missed his name, but I'm doing the best I can. Now, he played Godzilla. The guy who plays Godzilla in this film, he started with Godzilla Raids Again. And he played Godzilla 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. And the last time he plays Godzilla is Godzilla vs. Gigan. So he's in 7 of the first 15 films. This is the second time he plays the monster. He plays Godzilla. I don't know much about the other guy, but I respect the guy, the suit actor who plays Godzilla in this film. He does a good job playing him. And also, this pagoda started with this very film up until the end of the series. It's frequently destroyed. Also, how this film came about. Now, originally, they were going to do Godzilla versus Frankenstein, which that's electricity that's you see in this movie. That's what the original plan was. Basically, Godzilla was going to fight a giant-sized Frankenstein monster. That was the original plan. But then that was scrapped, and it's like, okay, let's do a verse movie that people actually wanted to see, which was King Kong versus Godzilla, which at this point in time, King Kong had not been seen in film in over 30 years. I mean, yeah, there was Son of Kong, but it had really nothing really much to do with him. But this verse is completely different. Now, the King Kong from the King Kong original film was 25 feet tall, so they actually decided to increase his height to be about the same height as Godzilla. They made him to be about 300 feet tall. He's giant-sized in here, so they made him bigger. But he's still really big. They use he's not from Skull Island. He's from a different island. Yeah, and King Kong escapes. They change his island again. I don't know why. What's wrong with Skull Island? Bit bizarre. But this is still a really cool movie to watch. The film itself is only like an hour and 31 minutes, but it's still pretty enjoyable for what it is. And I get the film. 10 out of 10. It's classic. I highly recommend it. Alright, that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode, which will be episode 41. And I'll decide what I'm going to do for that one, okay? But until then, I will see you there. Bye. Oh, almost forgot. The Frankenstein thing, that went to a film called Frankenstein Conquers the World, which about a creature called Baragon, who came back in Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, all the monsters attack. Yep. Just want to make sure of that. In case anybody asks, okay? No, I've never seen it. Okay? But until then, see you there. Bye.